Well, we are very proud of the Tata Global Beverages annual report that we have just released. The report is themed around celebrating women in our business, and the thought behind this report is to really spark a lot of positive and constructive conversations about the very valuable role that women play in corporates today, including in Tata Global Beverages. The story of how this report came about actually takes me back to the month of March. On Women's Day this year, the India marketing team of Tata Global Beverages launched the latest in the series of jaggery campaigns for the Tata Tea brand. You know about the jaggery series of advertisements. They have been on for the past few years, have been very, very impactful. They have dealt with a number of constructive social themes. You will recall Tata Tea jaggery campaigns dealing with the need to vote. You will recall jaggery campaigns dealing with corruption. In that series of campaigns, we launched on Women's Day this year a jaggery campaign which was all about putting women first. There have been several conversations in newspapers, in journals about women, what's going right in our society, what's going wrong in our society, mostly about what's going wrong in our society. And therefore, the jaggery campaign on putting women first says this, that to put women first, each of us in our own lives can make a small beginning. And the campaign calls this a choti shuruaat. Those of you who have seen the campaign know that it features the famous actor Shah Rukh Khan, and Shah Rukh Khan speaks about how he will put women first in his movies and his life.
अब से मेरी हर फिल्म में हीरोइन का नाम मेरे नाम से आगे होगा। बड़े बदलाव के लिए हर एक को छोटी शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी। टाटा टी।
When that campaign broke, we were discussing within the company what else we could do to put women first, so that this is not just an advertising campaign, but is translated into many things that we do within Tata Global Beverages. And indeed, there were many other things we have done within the company. But one idea that came to us was around the annual report. I think many good ideas in life and in business actually come through good, meaningful conversations. And the idea of this annual report was born in an airport lounge and came from the deputy CEO of our company, Mr. Ajay Mishra. So Ajay just turned around and said, listen, if you are doing this jaggery Choti Shuruaat campaign on TV, why not dedicate our annual report this year to women as a tribute to the women who have made Tata Global Beverages so successful. So that is where the genesis of this idea came from, and we said, wow, that's a very good idea. The annual report goes out to lakhs of shareholders. It's seen by several thousand people across this country. What better medium could there be than to use the annual report to pay tribute to the women workforce of Tata Global Beverages. So that is where this initiative began. You have the annual report today, Tata Global Beverages 2012-13, celebrating the women in our business. This report highlights the stories of several women achievers in Tata Global Beverages. In this brief conversation, I cannot take you through each of those stories, but you will read here the story of Katie Tubb, who is head of our tea buying and blending department. You will read the story of Papa, who is a worker director on the board of directors of Kanandevan Hills Plantation Company. You will read the story of Avani, who is the chief executive officer of our joint venture with Starbucks, Tata Starbucks Limited, and also the youngest CEO in the Tata Group. You will read the story of many more women achievers who have driven this company towards success over the last several years. While we have illustrated the stories of a few women in our organization, the report is meant as a tribute to every woman who is part of Tata Global Beverages. You will also read in this report the story of how women are so critical at every stage of the value chain in tea. Whether it is the plucking of tea in plantations, the manufacturing of tea, the packaging of tea, the branding and marketing of tea, the sales and distribution of tea, and of course the consumers of tea and shareholders of our company. You will see how women play such a critical role across this entire value chain. So there is a section dedicated to that. And of course we have chosen to put more than 200 women who work in Tata Global Beverages on the cover of this report. That's a fascinating cover because it projects women from all across the world who are part of Tata Global Beverages. From the UK, from Canada, from the US, from Russia, from Poland, from the Czech Republic, from Australia, from India, from all across the world. And that cover symbolizes what we wanted to do, to put women first. The highlight of the report is the chairman's message. Mr. Cyrus Mistrys has written on the subject, emphasizing the urgency and importance of putting women first in corporate life. As he says in his message, women not merely bring diversity into our organization, but their decision making styles are often different. Having women as members of the team naturally endows an organization with better decision making skills, naturally endows an organization with diversity which comes from both genders working together at the workplace. And as he also says in his message, there are several 100 million women who are going to come into the workforce worldwide over the next few years. It's therefore important that the manner in which corporates employ them, the manner in which corporates utilize their skills, be regarded with even more emphasis and seriousness than has been done in the past. Mr. Mistry goes on to say that while some of the initiatives the Tata Group has taken in this regard, like the second career internship program for women, have been very good starting points, but there is so much more to be done, and he hopes that this annual report will spark off a number of positive conversations on this subject. I am happy that has happened. The annual report has received wide coverage in Indian national media. A number of people have written about it. And on behalf of Tata Global Beverages, all I want to say is this: we know we have a long way to go here. We know we have taken some steps, but we have not taken all the steps that are necessary for the future with regard to celebrating women in our business. We believe this annual report is a very small step, a choti shuruaat. But if it makes you think about the place of women in business and in corporate life, if it makes you question, are we doing enough in this area? If it makes you ask the question of yourself and of others, can we treat this subject with more seriousness and more urgency? If the next occasion when you go into your office, it makes you put this subject on the table, then I believe that the Tata Global Beverages annual report has done what we wanted it to do, to bring this subject to the forefront and to engineer a debate and discussion on one of the most important topics which are facing Indian corporates today. Thank you.